we're going live a little bit early today, guys. I gotta do this right now, or I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do it. A lot of personal shit, but a lot of personal shit has actually happened today. A lot of personal shit that I didn't think was necessarily going to happen ever, but did. And it's just, when you try to embrace both the person that you used to be and the person you want to be, it's very hard. Like, I've talked a lot about like, I'm not gonna rant tonight, guys, but I am probably gonna get emotional. That's why I'm starting it a little bit early. Alright, I gotta take a breath, I gotta let go, and I gotta be honest regardless of what happens, right? I mean, that's the whole point of this. It's to purge and release so I can realign, right? That's the whole aspect of this. This is the whole, right? Alright. So, back when I started my journey of rediscovery, I'm tired of being like a POS in life, right? I had to, like, I took the Phoenix method literally. Like, I took it literally. So, when I burned my life to the ground, I burned my life to the ground. I got rid of everybody except for those people that I thought had my best interest at heart. Yeah, and be careful who you share your energy with, ladies and gentlemen. And you might hear that a lot from a lot of readers and a lot of channelers, and both fake and not. But be careful who you share your energy with, because even those closest to you can turn out to be the ones that they're going to end up hurting most, and they're going to end up using you most. They're going to sit there and ask you to do things for them, but then turn around when you stand up for yourself and tell you to shut the fuck up. I'm going to try not to cuss. I'm going to try not to rant tonight, guys, but that's what happened. And at some point, we all have to learn how to protect our energy. Like, we cannot share it with those that do not deserve it. That's only looking... Here's one concept that I know to be true on this journey. Is karma is a true thing, and if you are too open with people and too willing to help them, people that do not deserve your help will steal your good fortune from you and then make you feel like you didn't deserve it in the first place. I mean, it's perfectly illustrated by way of the analogy of the empath, right, guys? So the empath is a completely intuitive, completely giving person, correct? They want to be there, they want to experience life, and it makes them feel good to help people, correct? That's what, but because the empath is so giving, they end up very, very drained, very, very tired, and people just continue to take. That's the whole lesson of the empath against the narcissist, is the empath must learn from the narcissist to draw that line in the sand, to protect their energy so they don't get drained from people that do not deserve their help. The empath must learn from the narcissist to make the narcissist go away. And at some point in life, we fill every single one of these archetypes, right? We fill every single one of these archetypes. We are the empath. We are the narcissist. You can literally locate psychological reasoning to identify where it is in the scale that you're at. Just like the whole concept of the chosen ones, like everybody embodies that archetype at some point in their life. Everyone. It's the ebbs and flows of life that everybody goes through, right? So it's very incumbent upon you to protect yourselves and your energy, but that's where this one comes in, because there are people out there that you never think that you have to protect your energy from. And that's also another lesson of the empath, is there is a thing called undercover narcissism. Like, someone will act like they're on your side. Someone will act like they're in your corner. But as soon as you stand up for yourself because you see what's really going on, there they go. They gotta spring the trap on you. They gotta shut the fuck up. Yeah. And then you, as the empath, have to sit down and finally decide, well, I've drawn this line in the sand for everybody else. I thought these people I was safe with. You have to find the strength within yourself to now draw. And that's why they say when anybody embodies the path of the chosen one, ladies and gentlemen, that's what they're talking about, is because at some point everybody has to draw that line in the sand. And everybody that treated you the way that you either acted or let them force you to be before, either way, that's on you. I'm sorry. Like, I had to accept that too. But at some point, that line in the sand must be drawn. And at some point, every empath must walk away. Every chosen one must walk away from everything. Because embracing the person you truly are and finally standing up and saying, no, that's not me. I'm more colorful. You guys have already seen. I love to cuss. So, hey. But everybody has to go through this. And then once that happens and the last people in your life do that to you, it's incumbent upon you and the strength inside you to stand up and be like, I'm cutting my energy off right here. I'm done helping. You're going to find out exactly how I helped you. Exactly how you've taken advantage of all the prosperity that I've brought because of the work that I've done that you didn't have to do, that you are simply just taking advantage of right now. It's incumbent upon you to protect yourselves, no matter what. And it doesn't matter who it is. Like, even your soulmate. Like, I don't care. Like, it is incumbent. If you cannot protect yourself, what makes you think you can protect anybody else? If you are not grounded, structured, and completely whole, how can you be there for somebody else? All that's ever going to happen is just people are going to keep taking advantage of you over and over again. And that is a sore lesson that I've had to learn in life. And like I said, I'm not trying to rant. I'm not trying to cuss. I'm not trying to preach to you guys. This is just, like, this literally just happened to me. Like, literally. Like, I get woken up first thing in the morning. You need to pay this bill. Excuse me? I need to do what? No, I don't. Ask. And then maybe I'll say yes. And then you get up, and then you go out, and it continues. You need to do this for me. But then, have you ever had somebody do that to you, and then when you actually go to do that thing for them, they walk you through the whole process. They tell you how to do it. And then you're just standing there. You're just standing there like, why am I even doing this in the first place? If you're telling me how to do it, I thought you needed my help because you couldn't. So then you're just like, okay, I'm done. And then they try to ramble on about something that they're wrong about, and you correct them, and you might have to raise your voice to protect yourself. Like, hey, no, give me the credit I deserve. And then everybody else has to jump in on you like you're the bad guy when you're just protecting yourself. No. It doesn't work like that, ladies and gentlemen, and it shouldn't. It shouldn't. So then, after that happens, you have to make a choice. Are you going to still allow these people to put you in these same situations, to take advantage of whatever gifts you bring to the situation, essentially wearing a mask, pretending to be you, to make you feel less than, to make you question yourself? Like, no, and I hope the way I'm talking is a reflection of the people watching back at me. Like, I'm hoping you guys don't let that happen, because I know at this point in my life, because of all the work that I've put in, that I can prove that all these people, like, want to monkey see, monkey do, and copy. Like, no, that doesn't work for me. You prove yourselves to be a veneer. You prove yourselves to where, and I'm not talking to you guys. I'm not talking to you guys. This is just, like I said, what I went through today. So it's kind of fresh in my mind. I had a completely different thing I wanted to talk about when this happened. So it's really just at that point, once you've reached that release that you can get to, and literally, like I don't need this anymore. I can step away, right? I can leave this all behind. Are you strong enough to make that choice? Are you strong enough now that you've rebuilt yourself to say, I'm tired of being used? You think this is all from you? Like, did you put in the work with the dog? Did you, like, do all the work to pay your bills for you? No, you came to me to do that. I'm not going to let anyone take my power from me anymore. And you guys shouldn't either. Like, it's a very hard lesson in life to go through, to learn that you literally can't trust anybody at the end of the day. Like, you came into this world alone. You're going to leave this world alone. The only person you can trust at the end of the day is yourself. Because at the end of the day, when you lay down at night and put your head down on that pillow, the only person that is with you is you and your thoughts. Now, I have a different idea because, you know, certain people come with intuition and some people don't, right? And generally, if you are one of those people that come with intuition, tell me if I'm wrong. That voice talking back to you in your head is not your own. Tell me if I'm wrong. That's why, like, a couple discussions back, I said, like, if we are all a piece of God, right? Who do you think is talking to us through our intuition? I mean, So, I mean, that's just something I notice. Like, when I'm sitting there and I have thoughts and like my spidey senses go off, my intuition goes off, right? And then suddenly, oh, that's not my voice talking back to me. Like, I know what my voice sounds like, and I echo that in my head. You know, your little echo chamber that everybody has it up there. Um, but it's really just, yeah. If you want to know a little something, I do believe that. I believe that whatever, whether it's God or Source or whatever it is, there's something, some different level of something that people who have intuition just, like, everybody has this. And I don't know if it's the same for everybody, but for me, it's like a completely different voice in my head that's talking back to me when my spidey senses go off, when my intuition and my discernment go off. It might not be the same for everybody. Maybe it resonates with you, maybe it doesn't. I don't know. Okay, so that was a nice little tangent. I didn't cuss or accuse anybody that time. So, yay me! Like I said, every day I'm getting better at doing this. So. Next comes that step, and we'll go back to that. Before I went off on the tangent, we'll go back to what I was. So then comes the next step. Like, you've literally had to embrace this piece of your life, this piece of yourself, and then I like to call it back to, I mean, and it's very negative in a sense. It can't be. So, if you're a sensitive person, I'm sorry. But it really comes down to a point where either evolve or die. There is no in between once you hit a certain point in life. Either you're going to evolve and show that you deserve to be here, or you're going to slowly crumble into a hole. Right? It's destined to happen. You evolve, or you disappear, you die. I mean, so, do you have the strength, after standing up for yourself and saying enough, to then take everything that you've learned on this journey of yours, on this journey of not self-discovery, but re-self-discovery? Because you knew who you were at one point, and the world and relationships and people telling you that you have your head in the clouds and that's not realistic and everything else, it changed you. So it's not discovery, it's rediscovery. So once you've had this rediscovery, once you have this inner strength back, do you now have the strength to turn your back on everything and do what you're supposed to do, to embrace the life that you were meant to live before the world got in the way, before people that really didn't have a say or a true control in your life that you allowed to control you started getting in your head and telling you what you were and weren't, and you started believing it. Like, do you have the strength to step out, to step back out that door as your true authentic self and protect yourself the way you deserve to be protected, regardless of who the people are? I don't care if they're your parents. I don't care if they're your siblings. No one deserves to treat you like that. Do you have the strength to stand up for yourself? After doing all of this work to get to this point, do you have the strength to tell them, okay, you've watched me. Now do it for yourself, and don't come to me and say, oh, look what I did. Give me years of consistency, and then we'll talk. Because these people have proven they are not good at managing life. They can't even pay their bills on time. And they want to try to tell me what to do? Like, dude, I don't care how much money you make. Money's never mattered to me. Time matters to me. Like, I want time with the people that I love. I don't give a fuck about money. Sorry. I didn't mean to do that. But it's always been time. And, like, I'm sorry I'm disabled. Like, to my kids, I'm sorry I'm disabled. That I can't, or I couldn't at the time, before I lost you. That I couldn't play ball with you the way that I wanted. That, well, technically I wasn't allowed to teach you how to use a gun, and I'm still pissed that another did that. And that was done on purpose, and that really pisses me off. Yeah, that was... Yeah, no, I don't want a gun now, but as soon as you leave me, you got guns in the fucking house, and the kids know how to use them. Fucking hypocrite. Anyway, sorry, that was... I don't know why that came out, unless it needed to come out, but okay. So it's just... It's stuff like that. Right? It's... You've done the work. You're here now. Are you the man? Are you gonna do this? Like you've been preparing for this whole damn time? Or are you gonna prove to be the same old person that you were and you're gonna bitch out again? Do you guys see what I don't... Like, if you guys get anything out of this, I hope so. But, like I've always said, this is mainly for me. Right? It's a process of holding myself accountable, and also detailing what it is the fuck I actually go through, because it was my fault for keeping my mouth shut for 42 years and letting people walk all fucking over me, because it was just like, oh, I'm smarter than you, like, whatever, you're gonna realize that I'm right anyways, but never happened. But you always still come back for my help because you can't do shit. Like, that's why I look at it's not even just my main ex, it's a lot of my exes. Like, they show this veneer that they're doing the work to better themselves, but then, like, when the rubber meets the road, it's like you're just doing it for show. Where's your results? I see no results. I see the same personality. I see the same attitude. I see the same outlook on life. Like, where did you change yourself? Like, really? And that's the Heyoka that like, when I talk about archetypes and you know, oh, that's the Heyoka coming out, or that's Joker coming out. So it's symbology. It's all based on archetype. Heyoka is that personality that's like, if you're a hypocrite and you spout off with some BS, I have no problem taking this mirror, shoving it up to your face, and calling you a hypocrite. And I will call you out on your bullshit. That is what a Heyoka is. It's the person that's like, but didn't you say this a couple days ago? And anybody that's ever come across me in life will back this up. That is me 100%. And you guys have seen this with your own two eyes. I came in like bashing you guys, like Rudy, it's also a psychological teaching technique. So easy. Um, some people, you can do Dead Poet Society. You can be then get out of here. Like you see it in Dead Poet Society. Like you can have a teacher like Robin Williams who jumps up on the desk to inspire everybody, and then slowly change the culture from there. Or you have somebody more like a drill sergeant that comes in and just like, this is what you've been doing wrong. I don't care about your feelings. I don't care if you accept this. This is the truth, and this is what we're going to do about it. Now, I'm pretty sure, I think you can see which one I am, right? I'm not a buddy when it comes to teaching. I will hold you accountable. And if you want to blame somebody else, you're going to get a heavier treatment because you're deflecting accountability. You're deflecting blame. Sorry, but I think everybody needs to be mature. And everybody needs to be accountable. And everybody needs a little bit of nuance in their life. That might be a completely different discussion all in itself, is nuance and the lack of understanding of what nuance truly is. That might be it. That might be a good one to do, honestly. That might actually be a really good one to do. I might just have a spark of inspiration there. So yeah. So, like I've gone back to so many different times, guys, it really comes down to the commitment level, right? Like, did you do all this work just to turn back now? Or are you going to stand firm and you're going to be that person you know you are? There's a little bit of intuition there for it. A little bit of spidey sense. Okay, so hold on. At what point do I draw a line with myself? That's different. Okay, so at what point do I draw a line with myself? I mean, isn't that what I've already been saying? I think it's what I've already been saying. How much are you willing to put up with? Yeah, I think that's exactly what I was like. Why'd you have me read it? Again, intuition. So those little things that pop into the back of your mind, like lyrics to a song that you haven't heard forever. But just like, oh, I remember that feeling. Oh, I remember that. I remember that person. Oh, we had so much fun. It's like one of those things. It's just like, wait, why'd that pop into my head right now? But then again, from what I've seen in actual textual studies, I mean, intuition seems to be something that only 10% of the entire population of the world has. So I would extrapolate that to mean 10% of people also only are the same 10% of people that also only have discernment in this life. So, I mean, 2 and 2 kind of looks like it equals 4 there, right? But still, it's weird. Like, and there's so much bullshit out there, and it's so weird. Oh my god. Like, Tesla's 369 is legitimate. Like, it is a psychological technique to reprogram your brain. Discernment comes naturally. No. Discernment goes hand in hand with intuition. I'm sorry. It really doesn't operate outside of that. Usually, you're either a yes man, or you're the one sitting there being the magician asking why. It's one or the other. Either you have it or you don't. And I appreciate you trying to stick up for them. That's very humble of you. And you clearly must be one who had a natural reaction to having intuition and discernment, but it's something that I unfortunately had to learn myself along this journey. Is not everybody's like us. Like, compared to the whole, intuition and discernment, it's but a handful of people, and that's it. Because it seems like the people that actually have the intuition and discernment are the mature ones. They're the ones that stop and say, I don't know if we should do this because it'll work out right now, but it's going to be worse down the road. Instead of the people just being like thinking about the here and now, like you should always be present in life. I'm not saying that, but there's a certain level that comes into it when it's like a normal person, like my brother or my dad or my mom. It's like, oh yeah, that sounds blah, blah, blah. To where me, it's like, well, that works right now, but then it makes it worse later. There's always that disconnect between two different types of people. It's either the mature ones, I mean, and a lot of people like to bullshit you online and children, whatever, but it's really just comes down to the ones that can lock in and the ones that don't take life too seriously. And it's like the ones that do lock in, it just, to me, I might be wrong, I'm not saying I'm right, but it just seems to me like that 10% of people in life, the 10% that have intuition and discernment, tend to be the only mature ones that come out of it. So like I said, out of the whole, we are but a handful. But discernment, I don't really think it can be a learned skill. You either already have it naturally and you develop it at some point, or you just don't have it at all. It's like intuition. The switch is either on or the switch is off. There's no, at least to me, until I see something different, there's no in between. There's no gray area between those two. At least that I've seen. Because I've been in management for the better part of almost 3 decades, right? And this is what I'm shown. You have the ones that will lock in and do the work, and then you have the ones that will copycat and skate off those ones that do the work. And then you have, which are basically the teenage version of maturity. And then you have the ones that are just completely like, out in left field, just like, okay, whatever you say, blah, 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 you know. Like, I really haven't seen anything in between. It's either you're locked in or you're completely out the window buying into everything corporate America sells you. And that includes the government. But I mean, because again, it's literally just that 10% of people asking why, and then the wave slowly starts to build, and then normal people start catching on, like, oh yeah, that does make sense, but it never catches on right then. It's always the after effect, after somebody's already come in and slapped them in the damn face to be like, hey, things shouldn't be like this. It's always that way. It doesn't matter. I believe I've stated that I smoke weed because I refuse to take any kind of painkillers. I will not take an opioid. I will not take a downer. I will not take a muscle relaxer because I have a very high functioning brain, and when that happens, you can ask any of my exes. When I have to take a pill of any kind, because my tolerance, that's why I laugh at you guys when you say I'm on drugs, because my tolerance is through the damn floor. I can't handle drugs. I cannot go to work taking an opioid to relieve my pain for the day. I either have to smoke weed or I have to go in on nothing and suffer through the pain. And that's usually a bad day for me. So, if you want to judge me because I smoke weed simply for pain, then you are exposing yourself, my friend, and not me. Because I'm being responsible and I'm using it the way that it was meant to be used, to relieve pain and not to abuse it. I'm not allowed to smoke weed. Is it something inside you that, dude, you come on here every damn time that I don't time you out, and you like to bitch at me like, dude, I'm starting to think you are either my ex or you are my ex's man, because you make a lot of assumptions about me that there is nothing to back it up with. You realize that, right? Like, you realize that. Yeah, you are just a closed-minded individual that will never, ever, it seems like, evolve into a higher being, because everything that I have said, I think, can hit home with one person or another, and then you just jump in like, oh no, you're addicted, blah, 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 blah. Dude, truth, I think we both know you are not the truth. You are simply a cog in the system that buys into everything, my friend. And you will always spout their political BS. You'll always spout their religious BS. You will always buy what you are sold, because you are not a magician. You are not born with a higher consciousness, and you refuse to ask why. Yeah, legalize, and yeah, I mean, completely, D. Sorry, my eyes are just like blurry, being old. But no, like I 100%, anything natural. I don't like opioids. I don't like barbiturates. Anything like that, no. But if you're talking about like cannabis, if you're talking about like say a psilocybin, if you're talking about, like, say, a DMT, any kind of natural mind-altering substance that if you microdose with it, it can help with depression, it can help with pain, it can help with a lot of different things as long as it's done responsibly. So, I mean, for the most part, I agree with certain things needing to be legalized. I 100%, because my brother, again, the one that I said was not my story to tell, I will say at least this much. He has severe PTSD from multiple trips over to Afghanistan. And I'm talking high-end multiple trips, to the point where when he came back and was retired from the field and he became a trained sergeant, like literally somebody was messing around with a grenade and it accidentally went off and he snapped into it. Like, it took the entire platoon to hold him down. So I truly believe that microdosing does help, and using things responsibly does help, as long as it's done responsibly. But if you're just gonna bash on it because you've been spewed this line of BS your entire life, oh, it's wrong, it's bad, that means you're a bad person, that means you're irresponsible, that means, oh, you're a drug-addled whatever. No, that's your own lack, that's your own mistake, that's your own hold on. What would be a good word for that? That's your own scar inside yourself that you haven't healed. That's on you. That's your road rash. Deal with it. Because as far as I'm concerned, and I'm pretty sure, because I have looked this up, because I have been asked by certain people about pharmacological sales, and I am thinking about it, to be honest. I've been introduced to a psilocybin mushroom blend of honey that is specifically only given to veterans, to anybody who has ever been abused, to anybody that has ever been R-worded. It's meant to help with PTSD. So, oh look, Trump's back, Truth, Trump, any of the other ones that want to criticize me. If it can help those people, why are you against it? Why are you against anything that can help people who are broken put themselves back together? And that's why I came up with the slogan, only the broken can heal the broken. Only someone who has been broken and able to heal themselves can understand somebody else who is also broken that way and guide them back to the way that they need to heal themselves. You are all hypocrites, you are all narcissists, and obviously you just want to sit here to have some kind of gotcha moment with me. But you're not going to have it. Because unlike you, unlike all of your fake veneer, Truth, President Trump fan, and anybody else that wants to criticize me, you wear masks. I would even venture to guess you don't even truly know who you really are deep down. You've bought into the bullshit so much, you don't know up from down anymore. You just know, this is what I've been told, okay. Because you've never been where I've been. You've never been where other people like me. You've never been on the bottom. You've never lost everything and had to build it back up from nothing. You have never experienced desperate. You have never experienced broken. So how can you possibly criticize me about anything I am saying? Because you will never understand it unless you are there yourselves. Because of the way you're talking to me, the accusatory manner you're talking to me, the way you are clearly ignorant about the things that we're talking about that can clearly help people who have legitimate fucking problems, sir or ma'am. You are a closed-minded, low vibrational, obviously, as I drop my goddamn phone, piece of shit. And you will never change because obviously your comments show that you will never change. Because unlike you, I have an idea of what nuance is. I understand that people that have problems, not all of them were caused by them. Some of them were put on their shoulders and they just deal with it the only way they know how. So you go ahead and continue to criticize me and show up and spout your bullshit because it's not going to stop me, because it's clear, it's very clear. More people agree with me than they do with you and your two friends. So you have a choice right now. You can leave and never come back because I'm still going to be here doing the same thing because this is for me. This is for my growth. This is to make me a better person. I don't really care how you look at me. I don't really care how you see me. I don't really care because at the end of the day, there is nothing you can do that's going to affect my life. The only thing that's going to affect my life is me. So why don't you scurry off like the little fucking coward you are, disappear, and never come back, you little goddamn troll. There you go, D. There you fucking go. Yes. Steel sharpens steel. What the fuck would you know about being broken? Because you've never probably even been hurt, truth. You've never tasted desperate. So how the fuck would you know how to climb up from the bottom? Jesus was a fucking child molester. Jesus would fucking jack off a kid because he would take the purple fucking drug. You know that's 7 different kinds of snake venom, right? It kills you in 20 minutes. The only thing is an enzyme found in a virgin child. Do you know that? So yeah, you go ahead and you preach Jesus. You preach all that bullshit because I'm not going to buy into it. Because I can actually read fucking Hellenistic Greek. I put in the time to take the courses to be able to do that. I can go to the Septuagint, open that goddamn book, and read it for my fucking self. Can you? No. He was hung up on a fucking cross because he was caught in that goddamn garden by a fucking SWAT team size of fucking cops, and he was called Laestace. Why don't you go look up what a fucking Laestace is, motherfucker? Guess what? A Laestace is a sexual child trafficker. There is your fucking Christ. And even the idea of a fucking Christ isn't genuine. Do you know that Lady Babylon, Queen Medea herself, was technically the first iteration of what a Christos actually is, motherfucker? Maybe you should go look that up and see what it actually means. Or maybe you should look up the fact that Elohim means gods and goddesses, not God. So before you go spouting that God is the way and the light, maybe you should question why it says in the Hebrew text, gods and goddesses. Because last time I checked, mankind was a physical representation of the divine. So if that means there is a man and a fucking woman, you ignorant fuck, that means there is a god and a fucking goddess. You ignorant piece of shit. You can rebuke all you want. Guess what? It's not going to help, because divinity is only gained through suffering while doing good works. Tell me, do you suffer in pain and still go to work to support your family every goddamn day? Is your body on fire and you still go out and help somebody else even though it has nothing to do with you? No, I bet you don't. I bet you are a selfish motherfucker, so shut the fuck up. I feel fine. You're the ignorant fuck. I'm just a Heyoka shoving this shit in your face. But again, symbology. This is all high IQ stuff you would actually have to either go to school for or have an interest to look up and learn for yourself. But I bet you are an ignorant fucking redneck that probably beats their kids and doesn't know a fucking thing other than what he was taught by his elders, and he never questioned authority whatsoever in his goddamn life. And that's why you want to sit here and criticize me over and over and over again, motherfucker. No, motherfucker. I provably, by a DNA test, am 35% directly descended from Henry Lancaster VI. Henry Lancaster VI was the last true king of England, France, sitting pope of the fucking church, you piece of shit. He was murdered by his wife and Richard the Lionheart. The War of the Roses, Game of Thrones, is based on the War of the Roses. Targaryens are the Lancasters. That's me. Also, if you want to go back through mythology, guess what it actually says? Do you know why the War of the Roses happened? Because the Lancasters have a long-standing prophecy that they are the descendant of Jesus' daughter, who was spirited away. The Da Vinci Code is about this, but it has actually been around for far, far longer than that fucking movie or book. That's my lineage, motherfucker. So guess what? I think I know more than you. And no, it's not the fucking weed. I'm fucking sober, bitch. Are you done yet? Are you tired? Are you tired of adding to my view count? Are you tired of adding to my fucking hourly count? Because all you're doing right now is benefiting me by being here doing this. You realize that, right? You are helping me monetize my fucking channel by sitting here bitching to me about shit you don't even understand. Are you done yet? Are you done yet? Can I get back to my therapy session and you stop being a snide little fuck? Dude, you are such an ignorant piece of shit, seriously. Like, I can see that you're gonna have to reincarnate several fucking times to even fucking get a clue of what life is really about. You are seriously a 2-year-old, aren't you? Mentally, you are seriously a 2-year-old. I bet your wife is in charge of your household. I bet you go to work and come home and that's it. Yeah, so can I. Are you not? Like, go ahead, keep going, dude. You're just upping my count. You're upping my fucking. Go ahead. I'm gonna get monetized. I can make money off of arguing with you. Go ahead. I can do this all night because all it does is benefit me. So go ahead, spew your bullshit because I know it's shit. You don't know what you're fucking talking about. You believe everything you probably fucking read, or somebody tells you, oh, you should probably go look this up. It's legit. Yeah, you're one of those motherfuckers. I need help? Nah, I'm good. I'm good. Sure, then go ahead and keep spouting your shit, dude. If you could do this all night, go ahead. Because the sooner I can stop working, the better my body is going to feel. And if you want to be a piece of shit and help me with that, go ahead. Go ahead. Say whatever you want. I will not block you. Go ahead. Oh, what's wrong? Are you done now? Are you done now? Good. Keep your mouth fucking shut and let me finish. Jesus. Like, some people just want to show up to cause problems. Like, seriously. I need to call on God. Last time I checked, I'm the only one saying that there is a God and a goddess. So obviously I'm calling on God. Obviously I believe in God, because I believe in more than one. I believe there's a Heavenly Father, and I believe there's a Heavenly Mother. That is also true due to my Celtic background, because Luciferia, the original creator deity, not your God, but the goddess, the light bringer, your own Christianity turned her into the devil. Think about that. Your Christians came into my pagan camps, slaughtered my people, and then stood in their blood in their churches and hung your crosses, and then turned our divine mother into the fucking devil. Bet you didn't know that, bitch. Bet you didn't know that. You can't show me the true God, because I've already seen for myself with actual fucking proof that Christianity is a veil. Christianity is a lie, that if anybody pokes the veil, the curtain comes down immediately. There are literally, my friend, over 100 different things I can bring up that none of you have an answer for. And all of your highest deacons and pastors will also agree with me. They skirt this. They don't bring it up. But then again, I bet you didn't know that. I bet you didn't know that. I bet you didn't know that when Jesus took Mary up on the mountain, he made her drink his cum because he took drugs into his system to make her trip balls. I bet you didn't even fucking know that. Dude, seriously, you are fucking out of it. You are. Like this is not going to change anything, bro. I am more well-read on everything because I spent almost 30 years trying to prove that God didn't exist, only to turn around and prove that he did. But it's not the Christian variation that you know. And you guys are like, oh no, you can't. I'm not saying that God doesn't exist. I'm not saying that that's not the God. I'm just saying that it's not the way that it's presented to you. You've been lied to. The lie is perpetuated by Paul and Constantine. That has been proven. Whatever, fucker. You are an ignorant child, and it looks like you'll never grow up, and you'll believe every piece of bullshit that they feed you. That is very clear. So, when all of this symbology actually comes to play, when all of these things are actually proven, because all it takes is a matter of time, and your worldview is crushed, what will you be telling me then? What will you be telling me then? You won't be saying a goddamn thing. Because you will be too embarrassed and too immature to say, I'm sorry, you were right. Because like I said, only about 10% of humanity, only 10% of humanity actually has matured. The rest of you are 2 and 5-year-olds and copy everything else the rest of us do. Monkey see, monkey do. But when it comes down to it, none of you, not a single fucking one of you, can do what anyone like me and my kind can do. Take some solace in that. It's not just you. It's literally 90% of the rest of the world too. So you're not alone. Congratulations. Have a good night.